At 4, ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
We're doing searches every weekend and we don't even know where to start.
The family of a missing Chula Vista mother desperate for answers. It's been almost 3 months since Maya Miliete was last seen. The new claims loved ones are now making about her disappearance.
And space is becoming limited at the convention center with more migrant children arriving. What's being done to make sure they all get the necessary care?
Plus, why the national fight over election laws is now turning to San Diego.
ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
That breaking news, a man wanted for opening fire on National City police officers this morning is apparently no stranger to law enforcement. And good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. Late this afternoon, police revealed that Christopher Marquez also shot a bounty hunter last month. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is joining us with these breaking details. Laura.
That's right, and he's considered armed and dangerous. Today's shooting happening here at the Jack in the Box just before 3 this morning. This is on Roosevelt, and I do want to show you a picture of who National City Police say they are looking for. His name is Christopher Marquez. Police say Marquez was the passenger in a stolen car this morning here at the Jack in the Box. According to National City Police, the officers surrounded the car in the drive-thru, and two of the other people that were inside cooperated and were detained. Marquez, however, reportedly got out of the car and took off running. That is when police say he turned back and fired several shots at the officers. The officers returned fire and were unhurt. The suspect was last seen running across the freeway. Now, Marquez is also accused of shooting at two bounty hunters inside of a Chula Vista home back in mid-March. That shooting did leave a bounty hunter injured. So again, the search for this suspect continues. He is considered armed and dangerous, and National City Police want anyone with any information on his whereabouts to call them. Reporting live in National City, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Laura. It's been almost 3 months since a Chula Vista mother and wife vanished. Detectives say they've worked 24/7 on the case, but so far, Maya Miliete is still missing. As ABC 10 News anchor Vanessa Van Hefty shows us, her family is making new claims about her disappearance.
Maya Miliete's sister and brother-in-law want answers from police.
3 months.
Too long.
Yeah.
Mary Chris and Richard Drolier are losing patience.
This is very frustrating.
Or not even just an answer, but maybe a clue of where she could be or which direction she went. That would have been helpful to us. We're doing searches every weekend and we don't even know where to start.
According to family, the missing mother of three filed for divorce on January 7th, the last day she was seen. Her husband, Larry, telling 10 News the two had argued, and when he came home that evening, she was gone. Mary Chris says she gave Maya $10,000 to start the divorce process, saying her sister had an ominous feeling.
She did warn us, her divorce is going to get nasty.
Larry Miliete admits the two had a rocky marriage but maintains his innocence, pointing to accusations as false allegations and blatant lies. Chula Vista Police Lieutenant Dan Peake says leads are pouring in, including a murder-for-hire scenario he would not elaborate on, insisting this is not a cold case and that cases like this can hinge on the smallest bit of information that may lead to a break in the investigation. Mary Chris says she is sure her sister did not leave on her own.
So I'm still really, really hoping, I'm still putting out hope, but it is 3 months,
Every single weekend, without fail, family and community members have organized search parties for Maya. Many are complete strangers who know her only through flyers and billboards.
We are very thankful for that. We are very, very grateful for everyone.
Vanessa Van Hefty, ABC 10 News.
Coming up new tonight at 6 o'clock, we spoke with a lawyer hired by Maya's family who says the evidence in this case is overwhelming.
Now to the coronavirus situation here in our county. Experts say it is a race to get people vaccinated as there continues to be worries about a fourth surge of COVID. A new so-called double mutant strain has shown up in San Francisco. It may be the one recently found in India. Epidemiologists are concerned that people who aren't vaccinated yet are gathering and spreading the virus.
Overall, mutations will build up as we have more transmission in the community. And, the concern is these mutations lead to more contagiousness. This is why getting that vaccine out right now is so critical.
A record 4 million people got vaccinated just yesterday in the United States. While a quarter of Americans are now fully vaccinated, case numbers are up 20% in just the last 2 weeks. And there is another new vaccination site available, this one in Kearney Mesa. We visited today as Kaiser began doing vaccinations at their location on Convoy Court. Now they're starting with 500 people a day, but they hope to ramp up to about 2,000 daily. You do not have to be a Kaiser member to go to get this vaccination, but you do need to make an appointment. And the COVID-19 vaccination superstation at the Del Mar Fairgrounds is planning for yet another closure because of a lack of supplies. According to Scripps Health, a shortfall of vaccines will force the site to close again Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was closed this past weekend as well. All appointments at this site will be rescheduled automatically through the MyETern online website. Today, Los Angeles County officially dropped down to the orange tier. This means that more businesses can reopen and expand capacity. Restaurants can increase indoor capacity from 25 to 50%. Bars can also reopen. Outdoor stadiums, they can allow 33% capacity. Theme parks, 25%. Meanwhile, churches, movie theaters, museums, zoos, and aquariums, they can open at 50% capacity. One business owner says the new guidelines give him hope to keep on moving.
It gives me confidence in myself because it's just like I feel like I never wanted to quit so much as this year. It's made me stronger. It's made me stronger. I don't know how much stronger I want to be, but
just hang in there. Orange tier guidelines also get rid of capacity limits inside retail stores, but LA County is asking all stores to keep capacity at 75% until more people do get vaccinated. And you can keep up with any new developments surrounding the pandemic by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
More unaccompanied migrant children are being housed at the San Diego Convention Center. ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano explains how space is becoming limited as the shelter nears maximum capacity.
Monday, a Department of Health and Human Services official confirmed that 176 new children arrived at the San Diego Convention Center on Easter. They are the younger siblings of the girls who arrived earlier, including some boys between ages 5 and 12. HHS says siblings are kept together and are separated from the general population. This brings the total number of minors at the convention center to 1,353. HHS expects to reach the maximum capacity of 1,450 by this week, and they say they have no plans to go above capacity. According to HHS and Homeland Security, as of April 4th, there are a total of 14,287 unaccompanied children in HHS care in the United States. Most of the children are from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. They're seeking asylum in the United States. City staff said that this temporary shelter began accepting girls on March 27th as an effort to alleviate overcrowded border holding facilities in southeastern United States. On Sunday, staff and volunteers at the convention center held Easter services, and they continue to provide food, medical care, education, and casework services on a daily basis. And according to an HHS official, there have been 1,683 COVID tests performed as of Sunday. The 137 children with positive test results have been separated into another wing of the convention center. HHS says caseworkers are on site handling the logistics of placement after their time in the shelter. At this point, none of the children has been reunited with their family or their American sponsors. Officials estimate each child will spend around 30 days at the facility. As children transition out, HHS expects more children will arrive until the facility shuts down in July. I'm Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
City staff says the site will be used as a temporary shelter for 90 days until regularly scheduled activities resume at the convention center.
The fight over election laws is now turning here to San Diego. Our ABC 10 News reporter Adam Merkuzin explains a local group is calling for changes at the national level after a new election law was passed in Georgia.
Outside of San Diego's federal building, a small group of people using their voices to push back against new Republican-backed election laws and call on Congress to pass a new voting rights bill.
The For the People Act needs for the American people to be passed.
The For the People Act would make major changes to voting, campaign finance, and ethics.
It's been passed in the House of Representatives, and it's being currently or will soon be discussed at length in the Senate.
The protest comes just days after Georgia passed a sweeping new election law. Here's what's at issue. The Georgia law adds a photo ID requirement for voting absentee by mail, cuts the amount of time people have to request an absentee ballot, and limits where drop boxes can be placed and when they can be accessed. The new law also prevents people from passing out food or water to voters waiting in line. And it gives the state election board power to intervene in county election offices and to remove and replace local election officials. The law has set off a firestorm of lawsuits and received criticism from Democrats and some big businesses, like Coca-Cola and Delta. Last week, Major League Baseball pulled the All-Star game from Atlanta. The move sparked its own set of political posturing from some Republicans, including Georgia's governor.
It means cancel culture and partisan activists are coming for your business.
On Monday, the governor of Texas tweeted that he was scheduled to throw out the first pitch at the Texas Rangers home opener. However, after Major League Baseball's decision on the All-Star game, he will not participate. Adam Rakusin, ABC 10 News.
Major League Baseball has not made a decision on where to host this year's All-Star game. Coming up tonight on ABC 10 News at 6, we're going to show you the push to bring the game back to San Diego.
Derek Chauvin violated police department policy when he placed his knee on George Floyd's neck. That was the testimony today from the Minneapolis police chief. ABC's Andrea Fujii has more on day 6 of that trial.
The jury hearing testimony from the Minneapolis police chief in charge at the time of George Floyd's death. He explained that Chauvin's knee on Floyd's neck was not a trained department tactic and went on for too long.
Once there was no longer any resistance, and clearly when Mr. Floyd was no longer responsive and even motionless, to continue to apply that level of force to a person proned out, handcuffed behind their back, that in no way, shape, or form is anything that is by policy, it is not part of our training, and it is certainly not part of our ethics or our values.
Chauvin faces manslaughter, second-degree murder, and third-degree murder charges in George Floyd's death. The prosecution has argued the former police officer knelt on Floyd's neck for nearly 9.5 minutes, causing his death. The Hennepin County Medical Center emergency room doctor, who tried to revive Floyd but later pronounced him dead, testified Floyd's heart had stopped by the time he arrived at the hospital.
Was your leading theory then for the cause of Mr. Floyd's cardiac arrest oxygen deficiency?
That was one of the more likely possibilities.
And doctor, is there another name for death by oxygen deficiency?
Asphyxia is a commonly understood term.
The defense then arguing the fentanyl and meth found in Floyd's system contributed to his death. Dr. Langenfeld agreed.
Drug use. Certain drugs can cause hypoxia. Agreed? Yes. Specifically fentanyl?
That's correct.
How about methamphetamine?
It can.
Combination of the two?
Yes.
Chauvin has pled not guilty to all of the charges. The trial is expected to last another 2 to 3 weeks. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.